I wanted to ask you now. I hear some guys talk about maybe I should put myself on child support.
Oh no, 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 no,
You know,
no,
in the
no, no. We don't
said,
start. I don't start there.
asking why do you advise men not to put themselves on child support?
I don't recommend that they start there.
Yeah.
Let's first. So number one, it is so important that they determine. Nigeria and some states in the United States have the highest paternity fraud in the world. I've seen test results as high as 80% tested in various areas turned out to not be the fathers. Problem is, those are areas where the guys knew right up front it was in their best interest to get that test done. All right. So that question again, back about why do I not recommend that men just start with signing themselves up for child support? Number
Mm-hmm.
one is you don't know if you caused this pregnancy. I don't
Right.
care. I don't listen. I don't care how much you tell me, man. I know her a long time. Man, that's my girl, man. She would never do me wrong.
Sure. Okay.
Man, look, if I was gonna marry anybody, it'll be her. But she done married another dude. But she filed for child support on me. My response is the same. Let's start with what are the actual facts. Don't tell me about what you've been told. Do not tell me about the look-alike test. This is the poorest indicator of who's the child's father. Because I've tested multiple men in my DNA test office, and the woman swore each time that guy was the child's father. But guess what? These three men looked alike. And what that revealed to me, Gail, is this woman had a type that is her preference above all.
Mm-hmm.
So if she dates dudes that look like this, whether these men are related or not, guess who the baby gonna look like? The baby gonna look like all three men. But if you only sue one of them and that guy comes to court and then try to hold a picture of the baby up to the judge, see this baby look like him. She often does not tell the judge about the other 5, 10 men on the list.
Yeah. Sometimes
Because it's not, listen, it is not to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes she picks the guy who she loves the most. She picks the guy who she wants the most. She will also pick the guy who she thinks is the best father candidate, meaning the guy, he's a good dad. She's seen how he is with his other kids, and she wants that for her kids.
The highest bidder.
Irregardless of whether he's the actual dad, she just wants him to be that kind of dude for her kid. Wow. In some twisted way that's admirable, for him, it matters that the facts are that he caused the pregnancy. And then the last category, she is the guy who she knows has the best financial advantages, and she knows his government first name and government last name, which means it's kind of hard to file a lawsuit against Pookie and Ray Ray, because it's kind of hard to serve Pookie and Ray Ray if you can't give an address and a means for the sheriff or the processor to actually track them down and present them with notice of a lawsuit. So the way she solved that, so the way she solved that problem,
He don't have no money anyway. He's staying
but
with
it
his
don't,
mom.
but it don't look. It amazes me how a chick would go have a baby with a guy that's already got 6 baby mamas. I'm like,
It's her type.
it's her type.
That's her type.
So why do I recommend that the guys don't start there? Because the most important thing to him before he goes and starts agreeing to paying a certain amount of money, the court will let him come in there and sign a confession saying, yep, that's my baby. And well, they're gonna say, well, you do want your child to have a father, sign here. And based on them presenting him with a authorized writing instrument, that is all it takes. And then if he finds out later, they says it's his fault because he came in and volunteered, trying to be responsible.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say too, um, when men, I've noticed that when brothers try to do the right thing and they will
Mm-hmm.
support their child, don't even get a DNA test. Like, okay, it's my baby.
Nope.
They
No.
go out and they buy this and
Yep.
they do a thing like every month I'm gonna buy diapers, this many diapers every month. Why
Mm-hmm.
formula if they don't have their own kind of wicker Medicaid or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they'll do the shoes, they'll do all this stuff. keep the receipts and think they're gonna
Yeah.
be okay, and they go to court and the judge says what? Those are
He
gifts.
said that was a gift.
Those are gifts. So for
That
5
was a
years,
gift.
young man be doing the right thing
Yep.
on his own, buying
Yep.
diapers, paying daycare, giving her a few dollars extra to get her hair and nails done anyway.
Yep.
Giving her
Which
more
is a
than
mistake.
right. And they keep the receipt thinking it's gonna save him down the line, and then 5 years later she can go to court and super back child support 5 years like he did
Yep.
that.
And so here's the Carnell Smith advice. Any money that you were going to provide for taking care of the kid, you put in a bank account that you control, and you put the money there, and you tell her she doesn't get access to a dime until you get verification that you caused that pregnancy. And then when she starts to push buttons to involve the child support enforcement agency and the court. Do not allow the sign language to cause you to yield and just sign documents admitting you did something before you have proof. Proof is tantamount. Truth must be the first thing. Now, once you got proof that baby is yours, you should only pay child support according to what the law terms are. Because if you don't, if you make fatal mistake of giving so much money above the guidelines and then find yourself struggling to survive, they will not reduce the child support. They will tell you what you need to do is go get you another job. And as soon as you'll get you another job to try to make up for that income, they will raise your child support based on your new income with the new job. And if you quit the new job saying, well, I can't afford it now, they won't reduce the new amount on the child support because they'll say you voluntarily reduce your income. The answer to Karen's question, yes, I have clients who have won all of their money back, sued the mother, and also joined the biological father in the lawsuit, sued him too. But you have to know how to do it. You can't just walk into court, hold your hand up and say, excuse me, Your Honor, I want to get my money back from him and her, and it's your job to get me my money. Nope. The judge in the family law court is on the same side as the child support enforcement attorney. Their job is to get an order and to collect the payment. And the mother don't even have to pay for an attorney. She can sign a $25 application fee, get the child support agent to represent her, and if she says she can't afford the $25, the $25 fee will be waived. And they'll say, we're doing this for the child. And while you're sitting in jail, because you can't pay the child support, and your industry that you work in has now reduced the workforce by 50 to 60%. You can't even get a job in your field where you got skills. They won't reduce the child support unless you know how to file a modification based on a material change in circumstances. I'm using very specific words here, Gail, because as the general public, we men and boys don't know this stuff. And unless you go to school as a practicing family law attorney, you don't know that. Because I got attorneys who are paternity fraud victims. And they thought because they were an attorney in business law, that they were an attorney in criminal law. Still, there's more than 15 areas of law. Just because you got a JD degree doesn't mean you're an expert in all of them.
Exactly.
Look, TLA is a practicing family law attorney with more than 2 decades of experience in family law. He's going to beat the pants off a dude who has 20 years of business law experience.
Right.
Look, he going to beat the pants off of him and then make him pay his attorney's fees.
I know one gentleman who did sue after 18 years, and she was able to file bankruptcy and get out from under that debt. I don't get it. So I wish he had known you to get some help with you, because he did not.
Yeah, there was a way to collect on that, but it all depended on what you filed when you report them. So you got to make sure you get the judgment against her for fraud. Because a judgment against her for fraud cannot be wiped out by bankruptcy. She will wipe out all of the other creditors, Just like you filing bankruptcy doesn't wipe out your tax debt with the IRS or
Right.
with your state.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't wipe out your debt on back child support. Those debts right there are in a superior class. But
And
there is a judgment that you can be in that you can't bankrupt. The one when you get nailed for fraud. Listen, it's a case of you gotta know how to navigate the landscape. And if you haven't become versed and practiced and gotten the knowledge to be able to be an effective self-representative, which means pro se, pro per, then you gotta hire somebody. You're gonna have to hire somebody that is like a TLA. And there's a reason that somebody like a TLA is $450 an hour, and it's gonna be $25,000 retainer to start the conversation. There
mm-hmm.
ain't an attorney on the planet who can tell you when you day one you walk in, this is how much it's gonna cost to get this done. They could if the situation is something that you can negotiate with the other party. But the minute that thing goes contested and the other side is gonna fight you tooth and nail, you either have to make a decision about how long you can stay in this fight, or you may have to revise your strategy. So it has a lot to do with how do you walk into the arena. But if you walk in there like Boo Boo the Fool, don't even know what the game is, don't even
Right.
know the language to even know what they talk about, and you walk in with the delusion thinking it's the judge's job to help you with your case.
And he's not gonna be fair. Women come in there for blood.
Listen, it ain't
Me,
even about fair. It's not even about fair. It's not their job to help you with your case.
well, that's true. That's
It's
true.
your job. Listen,
Get an attorney
it is your job to, if you going in there by yourself, you are setting the stage that you are adequately skilled to
to represent.
represent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are not, and you also have to be emotionally grounded and able to take them using sign language against you, insulting your good name, your character, and be able to stay on point and stand on your square, stick with the facts of the case, present your evidence, follow the rules of the court, rules of civil procedure, present case law to support your position. I'm not saying that's impossible, Gail. I'm saying you have to be prepared for it. There are many people who have won who got prepared. And I'm an affiliate for a program by a law professor who actually trains people on how to represent themselves. Very good economical approach. They can find out about it if they use my thepaternitycoach.com link. You can learn more about it if you want to. And I'm an affiliate. I will earn a little something if they get the program. But
Okay.
the people who do poorly, Gail, are the unprepared and those who don't walk in with their own bulldog. If you go into a dog fight, Gail, this ain't the time to walk in there with a pool.
This is Gail at Night. Thank you all for watching and thank you for supporting. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and set the bell to all.